Welcome to episode 9 of Faster Than Light. I'm Mumple Stiltskin, and this is the USS Scrapluster. Let's go ahead and correct that accidental uppercase. I went with the USS Scrapluster because it felt right. This is the Lanius Type A. We'll see a little bit about it as we continue to play the game. There are 2 achievements we'll be possibly trying to go for. Hoarding 600 scrap, and getting to Sector 8 without our ship's net oxygen levels exceeding 20%. That will be pretty difficult, but we'll see if we can do it. Let's go ahead and start. Let's power up our weapons. Probably don't need the clone bay right now. And before we jump, we need to remember to vent everything that we can. I have a strategy for this. I'm not sure if it's the best one, but it's what I've come up with. Basically, what we'll be doing is venting everything, so far at least, except piloting and doors. This way, if we get boarded, then our pilot can run to doors, which will upgrade it, and hopefully we can oxygen starve out anyone who's boarded us, and the Lanius can also help to fight. That's how I hope it will work out. This will also give us the benefit of any fires that hit our ship being automatically put out, as well as any boarders. Well, they'll have a difficult time. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to this distress beacon. Alright, it looks like there's a refugee ship, and it ran out of fuel. We can board it and investigate. Sure, let's try that. Okay, it's been abandoned, and we can get free stuff from it. Sweet. Let's jump again. Our priority right now is to try to get a teleporter as soon as possible. Looks like this planet is under a quarantine. Well, we can't do anything there. Let's jump again. We want a teleporter because the Lanius make excellent boarders. Again, nothing. This is not ideal. We really want to be getting a lot more scrap. Okay, we can sell drone parts, but we really need them for our hacking, so that's a no-go. We're really just not getting anything. Okay, we can try and defeat this little AI ship here. It has some pretty impressive weapons, but it doesn't have any shields. So I think if we use hacking, ion, and our laser to disable their weapons, we should get to fire first, and hopefully take them out before they can even harm us. That's the disadvantage of not having shields. Sometimes these little AI ships, they just can't hang when they have a multiple disabling combo used against them. Hacking is pretty nice, even at low levels. It can let you fire off the first shot, and a lot of times that's all you need, especially against these shieldless little AI ships. And now it's gone. A little bit of scrap, and the outpost gave us more, so that's a good break. Let's go ahead and jump here to delay the rebels. We want to maximize our jumps because we really need scrap. Now, of course, we run into an ion storm. We'll have half power. Ouch. Well, I think if we have our shields up that they can't hurt us, we can disable our oxygen safely for now, and hopefully just get our chain laser up to destroy their weapons, at which point we won't need to have our shields on and we can turn oxygen back on. Actually, I think we'll get their shields first, because their beam is the only thing that's powered, and by itself it can't harm us. So we'll just be aiming for those shields. It'll get easier for us to keep it down as the chain laser fires, because it will fire more and more quickly over time. It looks like they are able to repair quite quickly, so we may need to just hope that we're able to kill them before our oxygen goes out, or at least try and time it so that we can turn our oxygen on every once in a while, enough to keep our guys alive. Of course, we could just let them clone as long as we had our cloning on when they died, but I don't know if that's a better solution than just having our oxygen on. This is going to have to end quickly if we want our guy to live. It's so hard to keep them down with only the chain laser by itself, but we are getting through, and we should be able to kill them very soon. This ship also starts with an augmentation that makes it take less damage, or crew members take less damage from not having oxygen, so they can survive a little bit longer than normal without oxygen. Looks like our ship is currently out of oxygen, but we just got their ship, so now we can turn that on, and hopefully Infinite Jesters here won't suffocate to death. And now there's enough oxygen for our friend to stop losing health. That was a little scary, but we didn't actually take any hull damage, and the clone bay will slowly heal crew members with each jump, so hopefully that should be just fine. I think we're going to go up here now. Okay, we can explore the asteroid field. This will risk us taking a substantial amount of damage, but we could also get a bunch of really cool stuff, so let's try it. Or nothing will happen. Well, let's go ahead and repower our things now that we're not in that ion field anymore, and let's jump again. We're saving up for that teleporter, that's why we're not upgrading anything just yet. It looks like there's a ship having trouble in an asteroid field. We could offer assistance. Their shields are down. We could either leave them to die, or we could potentially take damage and get a reward. Usually I think it's worth it, sometimes it's not, but in this case I think we might do it. Okay, we took 1 damage to our hull, which is almost nothing, and we got 6 fuel and 20 scrap. So that was a great event for us. There was also a fire, but that will be put out on its own because there's no oxygen in our ship, so no big deal. And we can go ahead and jump once more. There's a pulsar here. This is a new type of environmental danger, and it is really, really bad. So we'll be periodically hit with ion damage to various systems at random, and it will be extremely destructive. We want to get their weapons down as soon as we can, because that pulsar is very likely to get our shields or our engines or both. It looks like it did get our shields, but we did also take down their weapons. It's hacked just in case, although I may not have needed to do that. But let's just go ahead and shoot at them before the pulsar takes out our weapons. Okay, they're offering to surrender, and they're going to give us an ion charger. This is a pretty decent weapon, and even if we don't want to use it, we can sell it for a lot, so we're definitely going to take this surrender. We'll get hit with an ion pulse against our shields. We are in an environmental hazard area, so we will need to jump shortly. But we had to wait for that jump. Let's go ahead and jump down here and see if there's a store at the bottom. Okay, we could fight this automated ship. We could try to hack it and just get to the station. This is a blue option, but I kind of want to just fight the ship. It looks like it might be able to hurt us. It has a missile and a double laser, but it doesn't have any shields, so I think we can hack their weapons and then kill them and probably not take much damage. So let's try and do that. Ooh, they also have mind control. Well, that's not awesome, but it should hopefully not be too bad. Our engines aren't really critical to this strategy because we're going to hope that we can take them down before they even manage to fire at us. I'm going to go ahead and hit their mind control with an ion blast. Looks like it had enough power to keep the mind control going. They were able to fire off a missile, but it only hit our sensors. That's not too bad. So we'll just aim at their weapons again, and we'll keep trying to ion their mind control. Hopefully that will do something. We'll have them dead very soon. So we'll have taken a little bit of damage, but I think the reward that we'll get for killing them will be more than worth it. Okay, so we got 18 for killing the ship. We investigate the station and get another 10 and a burst laser Mark 1. Not bad at all. We probably won't end up using that laser, but it's always something we can sell. There's no store, so that's a bummer, but that's alright. We'll just repair our sensors real quick, and then we'll send everybody back to their positions. We have enough now that we could think about upgrading, and I think we probably should go ahead and upgrade our shields. That'll make it more difficult for us to get a teleporter, but I think since there's no store in sight, the benefit of having 2 shields will outweigh the cost. Okay, here's a slaver. It would be great if we could teleport aboard and possibly steal a slave, but I think we'll just have to fight them. Sometimes they'll surrender and offer a free crew member, and then it's really good to take them up on that offer. I think we want to hack their weapons. I probably should have done that immediately. Okay, we still have enough time though, so we'll hack the weapons, we'll disable the shields with ion, and then we'll shoot the weapons. Hopefully we'll get that missile down, and we do. So now we can safely aim for their shields. They don't have anybody in weapons to repair it, and because it's hacked, they can't get into the room. I probably should have just aimed for the shields like I originally planned, but that's okay. They really can't do anything to harm us at this point, so it's really just a cleanup operation. They're going to try to get away, which they could actually do if our chain laser didn't fire so quickly. We can just finish them off very easily. Okay, well, we didn't get a slave and probably a lot of them died. That's pretty sad. But we did get a lot of scrap, and that makes me happy. So let's go ahead and jump up, and I think we should just have enough time to get to the exit, hopefully. Oh, it's a rebel. They have 2 lasers. This one I think fires 2 shots, and this one fires 1. That could hurt us. I don't think it will. Well, our dodging isn't that great. But I don't want to use a drone part. We're going to rely very heavily on hacking, I think, throughout the game. So I think we'll just try and chance it. We did take 1 damage, but that's not too bad. And now we can take out one of those lasers. I think we will want to actually just aim for weapons to make sure that that stays down. We'll wait for that ion stunner to fire before we fire our chain laser. That way we can maximize the damage we do. Now that the weapons are a lot more damage, we can target their shields. Timing for that was really nice. And now we can just kind of clean them up. The fight gets easier as it progresses because the chain laser just begins to fire very quickly. It starts off pretty slow, and by the end of it, it fires very rapidly. So as long as their shields are down, it does a lot of damage very quickly. Okay, we got some scrap, some fuel. That's neat. We may not have time to get to the exit before the rebels get there, so we might have to fight a rebel ship. But so it goes sometimes. We'll go ahead and aid this civilian. This is a combo that could hurt us, but I think same as before, we'll just hope that we can get them without taking too much damage, and we'll go for their weapons first. Okay, that worked out. And now their laser's down, we can target the shields. Oh, it looks like we probably started a fire in there. Well, that was nice. We'll want to just keep the shields down, but I think we can aim for their piloting and that'll be just fine. Because we have our ion weapon to hit the shields. And now we'll just finish them off. Okay, victory. Civilian ship is going to give us a mantis. How about that? Well, of course we will welcome them aboard. The survivor gets on board. Okay, I've renamed our mantis Kaboom Dragoon, who happened to want to be a mantis, so the fact that we got one was pretty handy. You may think it's weird that I'm putting him indoors, but I have a logic for that. So shields being manned isn't that vital right now, and having the mantis indoors will automatically upgrade it, so if we get boarded, it'll be a lot easier to just suffocate the boarders, and if they even manage to get indoors, well, then they have to fight a mantis. So this should be great. Let's go ahead and jump. We are going to have to fight the rebels at this exit, which means there will be no reward really, 1 fuel if we kill them. There'll be a very strong ship, and there will be anti-ship batteries on the planet targeting us that will just get through any shields and hurt us. So this is not going to be a great fight. We'll probably take some damage. We should hack their weapons. We're basically just going to try and disable their weapons for as long as we can, and then jump away. We're not aiming for a real victory here. We just want to get the hell out. Okay, we started a fire in their weapons, which is really lucky for us. So we are about to get hit by that anti-ship battery. We'll have to repair our oxygen. Looks like their weapons are down. The anti-ship battery just hit us in our doors and caused a breach. Fortunately, our Lanius can repair breaches really without risk. We basically have very slow engine charging because we only have just the one... Sorry, I'm losing my head. We just have the 1-point engine, so our engine slows it charges very, very slowly. So that anti-ship battery is really just tearing us apart. We're taking a lot of damage. I really did not want to have to do this. I probably should have planned better, but sometimes that happens. We're actually doing pretty well against the ship. It's really just the anti-ship battery that's tearing us up. There's nothing we can really do to avoid it. We don't have cloaking or anything else. We just need to jump. Okay, Zoltan controlled and the top looks fine. So I think we should do that instead of a nebula. Let's get the hell out of here.